It's fair to say that the image of veganism is undergoing the most radical change in its history and continues to shed some very tired old stereotypes. Research from the Vegan Society found the number of vegans in Great Britain has quadrupled to more than 600,000 in the 4 years to 2018, and while a record-breaking 582,000 people officially signed up for Veganuary 2021, a YouGov survey of 4,242 UK adults found that at least 5% of the population tried veganism this January, which equates to around 3 million people. This is actually all quite incredible considering that the word vegan didn't exist until 1944 when the Vegan Society defined it. Of course, with more vegans comes more vegan products, brands, businesses, and according to Companies House, around 1,800 new companies are registered in the UK every single day. Vegan Business Tribe founder David Pannell says if you think that around 2% of the UK population currently identifies as vegan, that means there's roughly around 252 vegans starting up a new business every week. It's also quite likely that if you're vegan and starting a business, then your company will either be entirely vegan or at least operate on vegan ethics. With that in mind, David estimates that if a third of all vegans starting their own company will start a vegan company, that gives an estimate of around 4,500 vegan startups a year in the UK. And just when you think that someone has come up with every single possible vegan idea, product or business model, another one seems to pop up. From a premium alcohol-free craft beer made using mushrooms, vegan salmon and prawns, plant-based dog food companies, and even a vegan skincare brand made using carrots. The reasons behind the rise of veganism are numerous. Firstly, the more positive portrayal of both vegans and vegan stories in the media has contributed to its changing image. Secondly, there are just endless documentaries on the treatment of animals and the impact farming and fishing has on the environment, and many of these have actually been endorsed by celebrities or influencers with a huge social following, such as Leonardo DiCaprio's Before the Flood or James Cameron's Game Changers on Netflix. Thirdly, vegan recipes have multiplied online and across social media as society becomes increasingly more health conscious, especially as a result of the pandemic. I think not only because people are stuck indoors with many having to cook for themselves a lot more, but also because the current climate has actually made people more aware and more conscious about what they're actually putting into their bodies. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, food manufacturers, supermarkets and restaurants have cottoned on to the growing vegan movement, with many actually now competing to launch the most convenient, tasty and affordable vegan food options. There's an overwhelming number of vegan food alternatives on the market now, from plant milks to vegan burgers and steaks and even vegan haggis. Not only is there now more choice than ever before for vegans, it's also easier for those who are tempted to give it a go but don't necessarily want to give up their favourite food. Instead, they can now just swap it for one that's free from animals. But the change isn't actually just seen in food and drink products. In fact, the Vegan Society's trademark team registered a whopping 15,206 products in 2020 alone, bringing the total number of trademark products to 48,371. Brands and businesses across beauty, household, textiles, baby care, animal care and fashion know more than ever that consumers are conscious about what they're eating, drinking and wearing, with many desperate to source plant-based and cruelty-free versions. In fact, the vegan movement has come such a long way in such a short space of time, you'd now be hard-pressed to find anything in the world that doesn't have a vegan version available, whether it's bedding, clothes, shoes, skincare, makeup, chocolate, takeaways, or even alcohol.